I'd like to call to order the May 2026 meeting of the Knox County Board of Zoning Appeals. Madam Clerk, if you would call the roll.
Curtis Brown,
Present.
Jonathan Repaz,
Present.
Craig Blitz, Ashley Williams,
Present.
Cecil Anderson,
Here.
John Elliott, Sherry Garrett,
Present.
Philip Graves,
Present.
Paul Huff.
Present.
You have 7 members present.
We do have a quorum. If you would now join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Members of the Board of Zoning Appeals are volunteers from each commission district who do not receive compensation for their work on the board or training they attend. As a quasi-judicial body, we avoid ex parte communication and conduct our business in accordance with the Open Meetings Act. My name's Paul Huff. I'm the chairman of the board. To my right is Mr. Curtis Brown. To his right is Mr. Myers Morton, our law director representative. There are additional folks here from County Codes. Steve.
Yes, you have myself, Steve Elliott, the Director of Development Services. You have Miranda Ward and Mike Reynolds from Knox Planning.
Thank you. Our voting procedures require a simple majority of board members present. Today there are 7 members present, so a vote of 4 will be required for any affirmative decision. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from last month.
So moved.
Seconded.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Knox County Board of Zoning Appeals is authorized to grant variances and hear other matters by the Tennessee Code and the Knox County Zoning Ordinance, specifically 6.60, quote, Board of Zoning Appeals. These laws prescribe strict parameters, the meeting of which is required to grant a variance. The burden of proof that an application meets these parameters rests on the applicant. Quoting from Knox County Code of Ordinances 6.60.04, variances, quote, the purpose of the variance is to modify the strict application of the specific requirements of this ordinance in the case of exceptionally irregular, narrow, shallow, or steep lots or other exceptional physical conditions whereby such strict application would result in practical difficulty or unnecessary hardship which would deprive an owner of the reasonable use of their land. The variance shall only be used where necessary to overcome some obstacle which is preventing an owner from using their property as the zoning ordinance intended. For each matter, the clerk will read the request into the record. The chair will then ask if the applicant is present. The chair will then ask if there is opposition or other speakers who wish to present. You do not have to come forward at this time. Once we determine the speakers for the item, we will call on government agencies such as Knox County Codes, Planning, or Engineering to make statements regarding the facts pertinent to the property and background of the request. Board members may ask questions of the governmental agencies once they have made their statements. The chair will then call on the applicant to come forward, state their name and address for the record, and present their evidence and reasoning supporting the granting of a variance. If there is no opposition, the applicant has 10 minutes to present their case. If there is opposition, the applicant and opposition each have 15 minutes. After the applicant's presentation, the board members may ask questions of the applicant. The chair will then call for opposition or other parties who have up to 15 minutes to speak. This 15 minutes applies to all parties, so if there are multiple parties that wish to speak, please determine how you're going to divide your time beforehand. After the opponents present their opposition, the board members may ask questions of the opponents. Finally, there will be a discussion of the case by the board, during which time board members may ask further questions of parties that have already testified. The board will then make any determination it deems necessary. Our bylaws allow an applicant at the initial hearing of the matter to request a deferral of 30 or 60 days without prejudice. In the event of a deferral of an application or failure to appear Any opponents may be heard on the record at a meeting where the application they oppose appears on the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda or corrections?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, item 5D has asked to be withdrawn from the agenda.
Thank you. Mr. Law Director, would you please swear in anyone who wishes to give testimony today?
If you're going to be testifying and presenting evidence before this board, please stand and raise your right hand, please. Do each of you swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to give to this board is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Say, I do, or I affirm, or I swear, please. Thank you.
Mr. Law Director, I believe there's applicants here that did not stand up to be sworn in that will need to be sworn in either at the podium or will need to do that again.
Are there people here that did not stand? If you're going to be testifying and presenting evidence, if you're going to be at the podium, you have to be sworn in. Is anybody that didn't stand? I'm sorry. Here, right hand. Do you three, each of you all swear or affirm that the testimony and evidence you give to this board will be nothing but the truth, so help you God? Say, I do, I swear, or I affirm. Thank you.
Okay. Then we'll start with the first item on the agenda, item 4A.
4A is a request of Jackson Davis. It's for waiver of periphery boundary from 35 feet to 15 feet. The property is located at 7237 Haynesfield Lane, parcel ID 029GB038. The property zone PR in the 7th Commission District.
Is the applicant present? Is there any opposition? Anything from codes on this one?
We don't have anything.
If you would, please,
Hold on, he's got to turn the mic on, please. I apologize. Bear with me. I'm new to this.
if you would, please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Jackson Davis, and address is 7237 Haynesfield Lane.
Pursuant to the code 60.00104, what is your reasoning for requesting this variance?
The reason is the rear setback was set at 35 feet, and I need it moved to 15 feet just for room purposes. I have a smaller lot.
Is there no other way for you to locate this building without having a setback issue?
No, sir.
Whose is this? Oh, this is Ms. Garrett's, yes.
You're planning on, what is it, storage building? I see detached garage on here. Is that what it's going to be?
Yes, it's going to be one of those metal buildings that they put up.
Are you planning on actually storing vehicles or using as a garage for a vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you planning on extending the driveway around to the front of that?
Just where the garage, the attached garage is, there's a fence line right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to have a pad poured starting there and back.
Okay.
Any other comments? Any other questions?
If not, well, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the waiver of the periphery boundary from 35 feet to 15 feet due to the small lot.
One question for Coase. This is a rear yard setback issue. Without the periphery, it's a rear yard, right?
Yes, without the periphery, that all the interior lots are also 15 feet rear yard
Okay.
setback.
I second the motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposition? You have your variance.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
The next item is 4B, request of Liam Metcalf on behalf of Alexei Doroshenko for waiver of lot intensity from 1 dwelling per acre to .93 of an acre for proposed lots 1R1 and 1R2. The property is located at 636 West Marine Road, parcel ID 137266, property zone AG in the 9th Commission District.
Are you the applicant, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Please state your name and address for the record.
It's Leah Metcalf, and I live at 7016 Maze Drive.
Any statements from codes on this?
We don't have anything.
So can you tell us pursuant to 60.60.04, the reasoning for your request?
So currently, there's 2 single resident houses on there, and the original deeded acreage size is 2 acres, but it includes a portion of the right-of-way. So he's looking to split the property for each house, and it's gonna leave it less than an acre, which is what is required for agriculture zoning.
Can you clarify which road it is that has the right-of-way that you're claiming,
Marine Road.
Marine Road?
So the deed went to the center of the
Yeah,
roadway.
it was an
correct?
original old deed.
Yeah.
So except for that right-of-way taking, the lot would be 2 acres? is
Correct.
that
If we included the right-of-way, it would be an acre apiece.
Well, it sounds like this is an issue not of your making, so is there anything else from codes on this?
I don't think she needs a variance, but I don't think it hurts for the board to go ahead and give her one. I think we could approve the plat based upon the dedication of the right-of-way, but I think if you wish to give her the variance, that's fine. I'm sorry, I confused you, I know.
No, I'm just trying to decide how I can give a variance for something that's not needed.
Well, we could administratively approve this plat. I guess at some point through the years, this right-of-way was dedicated, which made the lot non-conforming. It doesn't hurt to give the variance either way. Either way, she's gonna get her plat recorded.
Very well, in that case, I will make a motion that this be approved.
Second.
Any opposition? Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? You have your variance,
Thank you.
even though you may not need it.
Item 4C is a request of Louis Mora for waiver of lot intensity from 1 acre per dwelling to .55 of an acre per dwelling for proposed Lot 1. The property is located at 2918 Miller Road, parcel ID 027-11202, property zone AG in the 7th Commission District.
Is the applicant present? Is there any opposition to this? Anything from codes?
We don't have anything.
If you could please state your name and address for the record.
Luis Mora, 5617 Ridgewood Road.
And can you give us your reasons for requesting a variance?
Yeah, so I'm the land surveyor of record here for this proposed subdivision, and the property owner is wanting to subdivide the property. It currently has 2 residential homes on it. The one thing that my site, or I guess subdivision, doesn't show is the karst features of this lot. Right there where it says 1-inch pipe at T-post, is the start of a very, very steep hill. It changes almost 400 feet in elevation, and it's at a 40% grade, essentially. So after sitting down and looking with the property owner, this is the only way that we could get both, in compliance with the Knox County regulations and to get adequate lots that would be, reasonable for future homeowners without any arguments.
Sherry, I know this is but
Yeah, due to a longstanding relationship with one of the homeowners, I'm going to have to recuse myself.
thank you. Just to clarify, this is a subdivision for houses that are already constructed, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And question for codes or zoning. Assuming the UDO is eventually passed, is this going to be, would this be an issue in the future?
In the future, this agricultural zone would become rural residential and would have a minimum lot size requirement of a half acre. So if you approve this variance today, when the Unified Development Ordinance is passed, these lots will become conforming and they wouldn't even need a variance.
Okay. Any further discussion? In that event, I will make a motion that we grant this variance.
Seconded.
And the reason I've given it for this is that the uniform UDO will make this a moot point at some point in time. Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposition? You have your variance.
Thank you.
Item 4D.
4D is a request of Brian Marks for waiver of front yard setback from 35 feet to 23 feet. The property is located at 7101 Codowood Court, parcel ID 148, CG 072, property zone PR in the 9th Commission District.
Are you the applicant, sir?
I am not. I'm the project manager I'm here to represent Andrew and Tracy Baumgarten.
You said your name is what?
Ryan Marks?
Okay. All right, so you're making application on behalf of your client.
Yes.
State your address.
State your name and address. Well, you name already, but the address?
The address is 7101 Codowood Court, Knoxville, Tennessee.
And can you give us the reasoning for your request for variance?
So on Douglas Wood is their front door facing Douglas Wood. From the property line to the water line is about 60 feet. There's a 35-foot variance. But on the right side of the house, they live on the end of like a cul-de-sac. So they're on the end cap, and the right side of their home has a driveway with a garage door. And I guess you guys are considering that a front door as well. And so our pool sits in their backyard there, and we're about 23 feet. 23 feet and 1 inch from the property line on that side. So that's what we're calling for a variance, because we needed to be at 35, but their fence line is there, then there's the curb and a walkway. So where it says 23 and 1 inch to the property line, that's where we need the variance.
This appears to be another corner lot issue. I didn't follow exactly where the front of the house fronts on which road?
Yeah, so right where it says property line, there's their front doors at that is facing Douglaswood Lane, but their garage door is facing Codowood Court, and they're saying that that's 2 front doors.
But the address is on Coto Woods, right? So I assume is that where your mailbox is, or?
Yeah, that's our address. Yes, the address is Codo Wood. So per addressing, their front was Codo Wood.
Kind of a weird one because their garage door is on Coda Wood, but their front door to their house, you have to walk from Coda Wood over to where it says property line. That's where the front door is facing Douglaswood Lane, or Douglaswood Lane.
Okay. So for all intents and purposes, the front of the house is on Douglas Woods Lane,
Yes.
correct? But by definition, both sides, Coda Wood and Douglas Wood, are defined as the front.
That-
This is not the first time we've run into this problem. Whose is this? Six, no. Is this mine? Yeah, it is mine. Any further discussion on this? We have precedent for granting this request on many occasions. For that reason, and correct me again, if the UDO, or when the UDO is passed, this problem will go away?
Yes, this would be considered a side street in the new ordinance and would get a relief on the front setback on the side street.
Thank you. For those reasons, I will make a motion that we approve this request. Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Motion carries. You have your variance.
Thank you.
Who seconded that? Was that Jonathan Repass?
Oh, I'm sorry, Cecil.
Cecil, excuse me. Yes.
The next
4E.
item is 4E. It's a request of Aaron Kloffer for waiver of front yard setback from 20 feet to 19 feet from south-facing setback off Kate Road. The property is located at 6246 Hugh Willis Road, parcel ID 066FC001. The property is on PR in the 6th Commission District.
Is the applicant present? Is there any opposition to this? If you could, please state your name and address for the record.
Aaron Klopfer, 6556 Creekhead Drive.
And could you give us your reasoning for requesting this variance?
To fit within the parameters for the setback for the visible property addition, there's just the 1 foot is needed to be able to fit within those parameters and meet the size specs that they would like to have.
I have to say, you won the jackpot as far as front yard setbacks. I don't think we've had another one, not since I've been on the board, where there were 3 front yards.
Yeah.
You won the jackpot. This is in Mr. Elliott's district. Since Mr. Elliott's not here, go ahead.
I'm gonna make the motion to pass for Aaron Kompler for the waiver of the front yard setback from 20 feet to 19 feet due to the irregularities of the property dealing with 3 front yard settings.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? You have your variance.
Thank you.
Next item is 4F, request of Victoria Amashaya for waiver of lot intensity from 1 acre per dwelling to 0.95 of an acre per dwelling for proposed lot 2. The property is located at 5900 Hyatt Road, parcel ID 039NA02001, property on zone AG in the 8th Commission District.
Are you the applicant, sir?
Yes, sir.
Can you please state your name and address for the record?
Pierce Lamakia, 5900 Hyatt Road.
And can you give us your rationale for requesting this variance?
Yes, so this lot is right around 2 acres, and we want to build a second home for our aunt and uncle on the rear of the property. And that would reduce each lot to a little under an acre once the driveways are included. And so we are requesting a variance to go below the 1 acre requirement per lot.
I have a question for codes. Steve?
Yes.
In the, I'm going to get tired of saying this, in the UDO, are they going to fix the issue of removing driveway, right-of-way, or access easement from calculated area for lot sizes?
Yes, and also as part of the UDO, it's being proposed, obviously, I don't get a vote on it, so I want to caveat that with saying it's proposed that you don't have to have 1 acre in the rural area for a residential home. You can get a half-acre lot if you meet certain requirements. So potentially all of this will be corrected with the UDO. I did have a question, though. As we're looking at this plat, it's showing lot 6R1, if you zoom in on it, is .834, and the request is to go to .95. So was that an error?
On the request, that was a calculation that we made just to hit the deadline to submit.
Yeah.
And then our surveyor came back with this for a little bit of an adjustment. We're happy to do either one. I think it's just a calculation issue.
Okay.
So-
I just don't want you to get a variance and get to time to record a plat and have to come back for a subsequent variance. So
Would the variance be for those specific numbers?
Yes.
On the
So-
request?
So today you've requested a variance for .95, so the lot would have to be .95.
We can make that happen.
Okay.
Unless you tell us you want to change it to .834, in which case we'll just change the request, which we've done before.
I would prefer to go with what the surveyor calculated than what we calculated,
All right.
the
so
.834.
Instead of .95, we will mark it to be .834.
0.834.
Okay. Mr. Graves?
I don't have any questions. I was just looking at this. The request also says for Lot 2, but that should be for Lot 1, correct?
Yes, lot 62R would be conforming.
Okay, so.
6R2
So the
would-
request is .834 per dwelling for proposed Lot 1. not Lot 2.
6R1, yes.
Okay.
It's in here wrong.
Good catch.
If he made lot 6R1 larger, then he would need a variance for both lots. So I think it's better to reduce the size of lot 6R1 and keep lot 6R2 is still conforming.
Yeah. That puts it over an acre.
So barring any other questions from the board, I would I make a motion that we approve the waiver of lot intensity from 1 acre per dwelling to .834 acres per dwelling for the proposed Lot 1.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Motion carries.
Thank you, Board.
G.
Item 4G is a request of 7134 Clinton Highway, LLC Baker. It's for waiver of front yard setback from 20 feet to 16 feet. Property is located at 7134 Clinton Highway, parcel ID 067087, property zone CA in the 7th Commission District.
Is the applicant present?
Good afternoon. My name is Tupper Baker. I live at 12224 Vistabrook Lane. And I think we probably brought the worst visuals and probably need the most favor from this committee. we do have some additional visuals if my partner here needs to email them to you to put up there. But the story on this basically is we bought this piece of property. Our business was displaced by the county and TDOT, and so we bought a new piece of property. We moved our business, and when we moved our business, we used about 2 acres of that 5 acres. We had a friend that wanted us to build a building for, he does fire truck repair, so it's not an everyday retail business. We had an architect plan done, we had a survey done, we staked it, marked it. We had to do a demo from a previous car wash. We had to demo out the concrete. Somewhere along the line, the stakes must have gotten moved, or the boundaries, whatever the construction workers went by, got moved. We built it. We went and got our placement survey, and we found out the red corner of that building encroaches the setback by 4 feet. So we need a variance, please.
Ms. Garrett?
We're the ones who came with our tails tucked between our legs versus the ones that were proactive.
The only thing you're lacking is ashes and sackcloth.
I'm sorry.
The only thing you're lacking is ashes and sackcloth, that's all.
And I'll go get that.
Ms. Garrett?
Yeah, I understand that sometimes mistakes happen. We generally are not fans of a messed up, asking forgiveness rather than permission. But as I understand, this is not a retail business, so you don't have parking, like people coming and parking on the property. It's just the fire trucks.
There's no need for that parking, but there is parking on my right side of that building as well as the front. We do have a visual picture, and we can even mark in front of there. We can make that a no parking area because there is no need for parking there. There's a garage for the fire trucks to pull in, for them to be repaired and then pulled out the back. And, we weren't trying to squeeze something in on a piece of property that, we had plenty of property. I mean, it wasn't trying to skate by, it was just a mistake.
Any other questions?
So there's enough room, I guess, to get fire trucks in and out of there without crossing the right-of-way of Clinton Highway. Was that Clinton Highway?
It is Clinton Highway, and yes, there's a better picture maybe. I guess that's more the back.
That's not there.
There you go. There's a good picture.
Okay, yeah, that's better.
Well,
It's only my turn, so I'm going to go ahead and make a motion to approve the waiver of the front yard setback from 20 feet to 16 feet. So give our applicants a little grace.
motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Motion carries.
We thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Item 4H is request of Jonathan Stevens for waiver of lot intensity from 1 acre per dwelling to 1.20 acres per 2 dwellings. Property is located at 5712 Burnett Creek Road, parcel ID 110046, zone agricultural in the 9th Commission District.
You're the applicant?
Yes, sir.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Jonathan Stevens, be 5129 Ramsey Lane right now, Knoxville, Tennessee, 37914.
And can you give us the rationale for your request?
Okay, on the back side of the property, of course, you can see my next door neighbor's pretty much done the same thing. I am trying to put a mobile home on the back side of the property. That way I can take care of my mother when she actually goes blind. She's got retarded eye disease, degenerate eye disease or whatever. And the house up front has got, I had an estimate through AFS, it's like $48,000 worth of foundation issues. There is a natural drainage system in the front that I didn't know about when I bought the house, and it's just settled and cracked and stuff, so sooner or later I might tear it down, but I'm wanting to put another house on the back side of the property, a brand-new mobile home.
So you are planning to demolish the existing structure?
Either that or I'm gonna try to fix it, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that yet. And I don't know if we could even put something, I don't know about the underground water system yet, you know what I mean? I don't know if they can get the water around it and stuff, or what's going on. I called the county and somebody's supposed to get back with me on it. There's a underground cave system right there in the front yard. I'd like to keep it, but, you know, I don't know. But as of now, I'm ready to put a house in the back.
Well, it would be helpful for us if we knew whether we were going to keep it or demolish it, for sure.
I mean, I'd like to keep it. If I had to demolish it, I would try to build something else, you know?
So whether you demolish it, you're still going to want to put two houses there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to. That way I could have like a mother-in-law suite or something.
Well, I'm looking at the topography there. That gets pretty steep pretty quick. And I see that your neighbor does have something kind of on the same ridge line. But
Yes. It gets flat up there at the top.
have you had somebody come in and do some type of site survey to see if that is even buildable?
Huh?
Have you had somebody do a site survey to see if anything is
I've
buildable
got,
behind there?
Let me see.
While he's looking that up, Steve, is there any other place on that property that he could build and maintain all the setbacks?
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like.
I could maintain the
It-
setbacks.
That's not on the slope, I should say.
True
No,
line
I
surveying is
think
gonna come out.
he would
and do
have
it.
to be on he would have to be on the slope to meet the setback. He couldn't build in front of the existing home. He would have to go onto the back. What would be the,
Well, the issue is, I guess, the number of acres, dwelling units per acre.
it is, and I would say that this gentleman did go before Planning Commission. He's in the urban growth boundary. He tried to rezone the PR. Planning Commission denied him because there's not enough lot width to meet setbacks with the periphery boundary. If he would have got PR, he would have needed a ton of variances here to meet the setback. So Planning Commission referred him to the BZA because they couldn't do anything for him. He's only 100-foot wide, so there are 107 there, so you would have taken out 70 feet of periphery setback. He would have only had about a 35-foot strip along the center to build on.
Is this another lot that in the UDO will be compliant at half acre per lot?
Yes, and this is in the urban growth boundary, so it won't matter if he's on a collector or if he has sewer or septic. He will be half acre lot sizes once the UDO passes. He's within, CB is, if you zoom out and look at the zoning map, someone could come to that CB and build 12 units per acre today by right. It is. This was an area that was intended for growth, being within the urban growth boundary.
Very good, thank you. Well, for all those reasons, the fact that it's in the urban growth boundary and the UDO will make it a compliant request, I'm going to make the motion that we grant this request.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Any opposition? Hearing none, those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? You have your variance.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. That is all of our new business. Now we have some old business to discuss. 5A, or yes, 5A.
5A is a deferred request of Steve Van Darkzuk for waiver of front setback from 35 feet to 25 feet and waiver of rear yard setback from 25 feet to 15 feet. The property is located at 0 Thurman Lane, Lot 2, parcel ID 122KC01304, property zone RA in the 9th Commission District.
You the applicant, sir?
I'm the owner, yes, sir.
Any discussion from codes on this?
We don't have anything right now.
Yeah, your name and address, please, for the
My
record.
name is Steve Bondarchuk, address 1801 Woodson Drive, corner of Thurman Road.
This is a subdivision request. You're asking to subdivide a single lot into 3? Is that correct?
Well, originally there were 2 lots. The first one, it was the house is attached lot number 1, which is now divided in lot number 1 and 2. And then lot number 3, 4, and 5 was one parcel, and it's subdivided in three parcels. And when I called the surveyor, when he sent me the survey of the place, I realized the chain link, the fence, which I thought was the proper line, was encroaching inside the street, actually, like around 9 feet. And then I realized it's a sinkhole in the back and also 50 feet of the buffer zone, which with the 35 feet of front setbacks, it pushes me into that buffer zone, which I'm trying to stay away from the buffer zone. And also L2, L1 and L2 is actually a private access to lot number 5. So then my question arises, if I have to keep this 35 feet from L2 on lot number 4 as a setback for the front property, for front, the house itself. So that's why I'm requesting a variance.
How big is the house you're wanting to build on this piece of property?
A single story is going to be probably between 25 to 3,000 square feet.
Can you give me the dimensions of the house?
I have several plot plans, but since I didn't know they're going to give me the setbacks, so I actually don't have nothing, didn't have any firm decision on that. For instance, lot number 3, it's 45 feet deep by 62 feet wide. And of course, I don't see the buffer zone there on that plan, but I have a buffer zone right in back.
So that's roughly 2,480 square feet, 24 by 6, or 40 by 62. Did I do that math correctly?
I'm sorry, say it again?
That's roughly a 2,480 square foot house.
Yes, roughly.
You can't build anything smaller?
Well, I can build smaller if I go 2-story, but the problem is the senior citizens, people looking for houses single-story instead of 2-story. That's an inconvenience.
That would not be one of our criteria, I'm sorry.
Okay.
If you can make a 2-story house fit this property without a variance, then that is what you need to do, or you consider, or build a smaller single-story house. The variance has to be the choice of last resort,
Okay.
okay? It's not the first thing you come up with, it's the last thing you come up with. But you haven't shown us what you plan to build at all. You just shown us that you need a rectangle in the middle of this lot.
Well, again, as I said from before, I cannot come up with some specific plan if I don't know if you're gonna give me the setback or not. Depends on those size of lots and the property line. And what I'm looking, especially the L2 and L1 on lot number 4, if I have to keep 35
Well,
feet of setback.
let's focus on Lot 2 right now. That's the one we're talking about now. I have heard no evidence that meets the requirements of 60.60.04 for granting a variance. This is not an irregular shaped lot. It's not steep, it's not narrow, and it's not shallow. So there is nothing about this lot that stops you from building a two-story house of whatever size you want. It's just a personal choice. And that, unfortunately for you, is not a criteria recognized in the ordinance. Any further discussion on this? Any other comments?
So I'm sorry, for any of the 3 lots, nothing is applicable as far as I wrap at this point.
I'm sorry?
As far as those 3 lots, lot number 2, 3, and 4, nothing is, the setbacks are not applicable at this point?
We're only talking about Lot 2 right now.
Okay.
Okay? We'll talk
okay.
about 3 and 4 when we get to them.
Okay.
For Lot 2, I'm going to make a motion that we deny this request due to the fact that it does not meet the criteria in 60.60.04 for granting a request. It's not irregular, it's not shallow, it's not steep, and it's not narrow.
Well, it's only, what's the width? If I have to have a, let's say, if you allow me to 35 feet of front and 25 feet in the back, leaves me only 20 feet deep. The house itself, 20 feet deep, so it's a square box.
It's a small lot, small house. That's just a fact of life. Any further discussion by the board? Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor of denying this request because it does not meet the criteria of 60.60.04, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? I'm sorry, sir, we cannot grant this request on Lot 2. Let's go to Lot, whatever this is, 3.
5B is for waiver of front setback from 35 feet to 20 feet, and it's located at 0 Thurman Lane, Lot 3, parcel ID 122 KC 01303, Zone RA, 9th Commission District.
Miranda, can you pull up the topo for this lot? That's good, thank you. Okay, sir, if you could give us your rationale for requesting this variance?
The request is because of, after the surveyor marked all the points and the plan showed up the buffer zone, and the sinkhole, the buffer zone, which I was not aware of. So when I started measuring, I'm trying to avoid to enter the buffer zone as far as building a house.
Steve, can you refresh our memory on the requirements for building in the buffer zone?
They can build in the buffer, but they would have to have a geotechnical foundation design. So they would They could build there, but it takes an extra step of getting a geotech to analyze the buffer and give us a foundation design.
Thank you. Have you had a geotech look at this buffer zone and give you recommendations on the foundation
Yes, I did.
design? Is that part of the record that you provided us?
No. Yeah, they did two tests per lot, actually. But I
sorry?
don't have it, I don't have it in front of me now.
So,
I can send it over if you need it, but
so did your geotech say under no circumstances, and on no uncertain terms, you cannot build a building there because the foundation just can't be constructed? Or
what he said that I need to build like a gray beam all the way around, not only a section where it can encroach in the buffer zone, but the whole footing has to be a gray beam all the way around the house in order to build on top of the buffer zone. Even though, it's a few feet or wherever in the buffer zone, you have to do that. Gray beam all the way around.
any other questions or discussion from the board? In that case, I'm prepared to make a motion that based on the exceptional physical conditions of the buffer zone in this property, which would present a hardship for you to build in this area, I propose that we grant this variance. Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. You have a variance for Lot 3.
Thank you.
5C is for a waiver of front setback from 35 feet to 18 feet at 0 Thurman Lane, Lot 4. Parcel ID 122 KC 01305, zoned RA, 9th Commission District.
Let's see, which one is this? This one here, I think. I see this one is impacted by the same buffer zone for the
Yes, sir.
same sinkhole, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And did your geotech tell you the same thing for this
Exactly.
building?
Yes.
For those reasons, I will I'm sorry, Steve?
Yes, something we just realized and caught here is that in this zone district, it requires a lot width of 75 feet at the front build line. So by scooting this home up, he gets into the area where the lot is only 70.28 feet. So he would also need a variance for a lot width from 75 to 70.28 if you choose to grant the front setback variance.
It's right now 70.26, is that correct?
0.28.
And it needs to be 75?
Yes, it's up on the screen if you want to look at it. It's by scooting the house up into there, it gets up into the area where it would not have the minimum lot width.
So we need to revise the request for waiver of front yard setback from 35 feet to 18 feet and lot width from 70.28 to 75, is that correct?
75 to 70.28.
I'm sorry, thank you. For the fact that you have an exceptional physical condition on this lot that prevents you from meeting the setbacks and the lot widths, that being the buffer zone around the sinkhole, compliance with which would be a hardship for building, I'm going to recommend that we approve the waiver, or approve the variance of the minimum front yard setback and also the lot width. Second. Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, your variance is approved for lot 3.
Thank you. Can I ask
Was that 4?
can I ask a quick question, though?
Lot 4, excuse me. Yes, sir.
My quick question is, now on the sidewalk on Thurman Road, we have a lot of huge trees that are on the actual sidewalk. So in order to get into the property, we have to remove those trees. So whose jurisdiction is that to remove those trees from the sidewalk? There are tons of trees, huge ones.
It would be the builder, it'd be the builder's responsibility.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
no. You would need to, you will get, whenever you apply for a building permit, you would need to get a right-of-way permit also to work in the right-of-way, but it'd be your responsibility to remove those.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I think that's it. Is there any other business come before the board?
Not, make a recommendation to adjourn.
Motion's been made to adjourn. Is there a second? Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.